guys can see right here that a lot of people do not know that there is an official ranked battle series while we're waiting for Scarlet and Violet to come out. I've gotten so many people leaving comments on the YouTube channel. Is ranked done on October 31st, 2022? No, it's not done. We actually have Series 14. Series 14, you can actually see they took away Series 12, right? It's the exact same rules as Series 12 was. You can use 2 mythicals, the same format that was used at the Pokemon World Championship. So if there were any really cool teams from Worlds that you saw in the official broadcast, and you want to use those teams, you want to find those rental codes, think about using those. You can use them right now. You have a few weeks to just do nothing before Scarlet and Violet come out. And if you still want to play ranked, you still want to practice, this is the format for that. So what I'm going to be doing is giving you guys a couple of rental codes of some of my favorite teams that I've made over the course of like the Series 12 format that feature the double restricteds, some really, really cool cores you've seen me use at high level events. We're going to go over some EVs, go over getting all the mons in games and stuff like that, make it the rental codes and have a general good time. The 2 teams that I'm going to be featuring today are going to be the Weezing Gigas Yveltal Dusk Mane core that I took to Wisconsin Regionals. This is a regional level team from yours truly. And the second one is going to be the special Zekrom Sun team that I took to Utah Regionals, another regional team. So hopefully you guys like this stuff. If you want to see more Series 14 rental codes while we have time to kill before Scarlet and Violet, think about letting me know. And yeah, let's start off making some rentals. So here we go. So the 2 teams I was talking about are right here. We have the Zekrom and the Gigas team. Now I have these mons in my boxes. I just don't really know where they are. So we're going to briefly review all of the mons, all of the EV spreads, all the things like that, and talk about why we're using the moves. And for those of you guys that think like this is such a waste of time, well, it kind of is. But the reason why we're doing this is so you can get a general idea of why these mons are used on these sort of teams. So when it comes actually time for people to start practicing for Scarlet and Violet, you can think like, wow, I really like the way that's around this team. If there's a similar way to run a team like this in the future in Scarlet and Violet, pull some stuff from this, because all the stuff I've pulled to make this team are things I pulled from other formats. For example, having a little bit of a faster option with the Zard and Groudon, that's something very similar to VGC 2019, early VGC 2020, especially when like Torkoal and Charizard were very popular. But then also having a very, very slow option with the use of like Gastrodon, having multiple different Trick Room setters in Comfey and Bronzong. I've always recommended if you're ever going to be running Trick Room and you have multiple setters, which you should have multiple setters, to make those different setters have different weaknesses. For example, Bronzong would take super effective damage from dark attacks, and Comfey resist dark attacks. It would take super effective damage from things like steel and poison. Bronzong nullifies those as well. We also have Levitate on Bronzong to be able to switch in for Zekrom. It's just very, very well-made defensive typing on this team. You can even go in and throw all your mons into like a team builder or something if you wanted to use a team builder, but you know, all these mons have very, very good defensive typing, so we should be fine. So yeah, this is a special Zekrom team. You've seen me use this a ton. I think I'm one of the first people that actually started using special Zekrom once it kind of became like a known thing. I was definitely an early adopter of it. Basically, the way this team works is you want to policy proc Zekrom's weakness policy with a +3 priority Drain Kiss from Comfey, which is boosted by the Triage ability. All of your healing moves are boosted to +3 priority, and Triage, since it heals yourself, is a +3 priority. So it goes before things like Fake Out if you have enough speed, which you can see we have a little bit here, and even things like Follow Me. So it's actually a really, really cool move. Then from there, once you proc the policy on Zekrom, you can set up Trick Rooms, you can go for 4 healing. This is a very, very bulky special Zekrom set. Note that even though Zekrom doesn't have that high of a special attack, you can see it's not even that high. It's only base 120, which is still more than Flygon. You don't even ever need to go like full investment. This is more than enough at a +2 to be able to KO most options. Max Quake's there to make us a little bit bulkier. Rising Voltage, remember, turns into Max Lightning, and even if you don't have terrain up, Rising Voltage is going to be a 140 base max move, and then after you set terrain, you could use base 140 Rising Voltages. So it's actually a really, really cool move. Drake Immune is just there for standard, most amount of damage possible, so good move. Things that can pin the Zekrom are like cycling of Landorus's, Zacians, and other mons that you need to be able to hit with, like, for example, if they have like a Landorus, Kyogre, Zacian. If they have the Zacian out, I'd really like to hit that with like a Rising Voltage or a Max Quake. And if they switch to Lando, that stops both. And then if you can kind of tell, the only thing I can hit a Lando with is a Draco Meteor, but they can switch back into their Zacian. And if they do that and waste all of my max turns through pivots and protects, it's really, really hard for this team to maintain that like aggressive stance on the board. So just be on the lookout for cores like that. Good thing against things like Lando is you can just come with Zard and just pop the heck out of it with like sun boosted solar power blast burn in the face, which turns into max wildfire. There are a bunch of times where I like to go with the mix on the Zard, and for those guys thinking like, this is such a Trick Room team, why is there a Zard on here? Why isn't this like an Incineroar for Fake Out? Well, the reason we have Charizard is so teams that know this is a super serious Trick Room team still have to respect a little bit of speed control. You can't just lead with your 2 bulky mons and like do your best to stop me getting up Trick Room and just have like super bulky aggro mons in my face. Like, we need to have something that says like, hey, you better watch out. You can't just lead with that Calyrex Ice, otherwise I could lead Charizard and just Oko it. So it's a pretty cool team. I think also Zard's a good matchup to sometimes disincentivize people from bringing Zacians and stuff like that. So I do like the Zard. More often than not, though, we will be going with like Zekrom, Comfey, and then a mixture of like Bronzong, Groudon, or Gastrodon and stuff like that. So very cool team. That's going to be the first one we're going to be looking at today. Other things to really note on this team, weakness policy there. Obviously, Terrible lets us hit things like Shedinja still, goes through abilities. Comfey's going to be using a Focus Sash. I like that without Ally Switch. I just think it's very standard. And the 12 speed here is so we can actually outspeed things like a full speed Incineroar. If you actually were using a full speed Jolly Incineroar for the fastest fake out possible, same thing works for Grim, they're base 60. This outspeeds those by 1 point. They would get to, I think, either 220 or 221. And we don't want to get fake outed by those things. So that's why we're full speed set on this guy. Rest of the point just go in Spadef so we can actually live against Kyogre Water Spouts and Calyrex Shadow Astral Barrages. This Groudon set, I'm a big fan of it. I like the Wide Herb, I like the Sword Stance. One little thing to note is that, let's say I'm at a +2 from a Sword Stance and my opponent comes in and intimidates me. That would not let me activate my Wide Herb. You can see it says restores all lowered stats to 0 when one is less than 0. I'd technically be a +1. That means I wouldn't be able to use my White Herb yet. So, just be on the lookout for that. But, Rock Slide, Precipice Blades. Groudon's a pretty good mon, and I do like it. I like the spread a lot. Very bulky. Just fast enough to actually be able to capitalize from an Air Stream from a Zard going to a 180, a +1, which does outspeed genies like Thundurus. So, good set. I'll get to that question in a second. Is Bronzong of a Gmax Wildfire outside Sun? Sometimes. We'll talk about that. Gastrodon's pretty standard. Yawn set. I like the Scald over the Ice Beam. I just like the ability to go for Scalds. I think Scald's a really good ability. I know it clashes a little bit with Yawn in some situations, but I think the ability to change the weather in certain situations can be really useful. I think the Burn is really useful against other water types. Ice Beam is cool, but I just don't really see a need for it a lot of the time. I don't really bring Gastrodon a lot with this team. And if I were to switch something out to update for the meta, I do like the Gastrodon. I would switch up the Gastrodon, but one thing that Gastrodon does is it makes your opponent tunnel into bringing those Rillaboom. So like, oh, that's a Gastrodon. I need Rillaboom. And like, Rillaboom does not want to mess with Zard, Groudon, and Zekrom. So that's one of the reasons why we have Gastrodon to force those kind of picks. And both these teams are also made for best of 3. So take that as you will. There's a lot of situations where you can lead like Gastrodon and a Trick Room user. Protect your Trick Room user turn 1, go for a Yawn, next turn switch out the Gastro for the thing you want to start sweeping with. They have to switch as well because they got Yawned, and then you get a free Trick Room up and you win the game. So that's how that works. Bronzong, you're saying, does Bronzong live a Gmax Wildfire outside of Sun? Probably from a not orbed Zard, but this Bronzong set is made to live like Astral Barrages, Water Spouts from Kyogres, all the big special attacks this Bronzong can actually eat. You may be wondering why this Bronzong doesn't have access to Body Press. A lot of people are like, why aren't you using Body Press? Sometimes you have to max the Bronzong, and being able to like stab the Flash Cannon is actually pretty good. It makes it so it's a good matchup versus Cali Ice a lot of the time in the late game. So I like the Flash Cannon here. Flash Cannon also really helps this team speed up and deal with Whimsicott. Whimsicott can be a little bit of a problem for this team sometimes. So having good damage versus Whimsicott is kind of nice, and it's still even better than like Heavy Slam and stuff like that because there's so many mons that are heavy. Heavy Slam also does not work on max mons, I think. So I think that Flash Cannon is just a good move to have here. Gyro Ball also doesn't really work against so many slow things, so I like the Flash Cannon. I've maxed this thing a few times, and it's actually still really good. So always remember this Bronzong is really solid, and the Bulldoze here can be used to proc Zekrom's policy as well. Last but not least, Standard Zard. I like the Lumberry set. It just helps me deal with like T-Wave Grims and things like that, which are still very popular in this format. So I do like the Lumberry Zard. A lot of people like the Life Orb. A lot of people like Charty Berry. A lot of people even using weakness policy around Worlds, but I do like this set the best. Very standard Zard, and it's going to be very easy to use. So let's get this team in game now and try and find out how to get everything, because like I don't know where these mons have been scattered off to. So let's start finding them. And I actually use the Charizard, this one. I use the Event Charizard. And you should always try. You can see this is the Cherish Ball Event Zard. Right, so this is the one from Leon. This is given through the event. You should always try, if you can, if you're going for like a tournament and you want to be absolutely perfect, it's amazing to use Pokemon that were given away for events. Case in point, this Charizard was given away as some sort of like Players' Cup event from, it's supposed to be Leon's Charizard, that's why it says Leonardo there, right? But the reason, and the EV spread on this Charizard was given is just straight up this, special attack, speed, timid, nothing special. But Every single person that's a competitive player knows what these EV spreads are. Same thing goes for the Amoonguss that was given away that has like 0 speed and really, really, competitive EVs. You want them to assume you are using the ones that are given, right? You want them to assume that, but also like you can change them if you want, right? So it's always, it's a slight misdirection. It's like, what if I were to make this Charizard? Because I've also taken this Charizard and completely changed its EVs for other events, and made them think that it's going to be the full speed Zard because they see it in the Cherish Ball, right? And then, they respect the full speed one and it's never full speed. But this one is full speed, and you should always try to just use event mons if you can, because it gives your opponent a static set that they think it is, and you can use that to your advantage if you team build correctly. So that should be the team. So this is the next team we're looking at. This is the team that I brought to Wisconsin Regionals. This is the most recent regional level team that I have. It's actually a lot of fun. I think this is a really fun team to play, and I was actually planning on making a video with this team. I will stream some games with these teams, I promise. Both these teams will get stream time. But I really like this team. It was a lot of fun to play. This is a really, really cool team to play. I really like the Sing on the Clefairy. I like having Protect on a lot of the Mons and stuff like that. I like the Mirror Coat Goth. Very, very fun team. Beast dropping the Prime sub 6 months. Welcome to the Metapod squad. Happy Halloween. That's why we're not streaming discussion on the new format today, because it's Halloween. So we want to be able to upload content that, like, when I finally get around to uploading it to YouTube, people won't think it's too far removed away from Halloween. But thank you so much. Happy Halloween, my friend. I hope you're going to be safe tonight. I hope you're going to be safe. And yeah, this is a really, really fun team. Built around a couple really cool restricteds. Duskmane Yveltal is not a core you see a lot of people use. Weezing's really, really cool, being able to proc your Duskmane policy. Go for Dazzling Gleams, big taunts to be able to stop like Amoonguss and stuff. Very, very cool team. So we're going to start getting this in-game. First thing we're going to have to do is look for our Regigigas and do the same thing we just did. So we have 2 teams. Let's make them both into rentals. A lot of people actually still ask me, how do you make rental codes? I'll show you guys right now. We'll make 2 rental codes. We got to take 2 rentals down to make 2 rentals, though. So what 2 rental codes are we going to take down for this? I mean, Series 13 is basically over. So we can take some of these Series 13 teams down. So go to manage teams you're sharing. Let's see. That team is a good team. Maybe I keep it there for people that like it. That's technically still a Series 12 team, so I'll keep it. This one is not good anymore. Don't make it public. I mean, it's okay. Kyurem's alright, but like it doesn't really work. Kyurem is just not that great. And then I liked this team. I'll keep it up for a little bit. I like the Salomons team too as well. That was a lot of fun. So it looks like we're taking down... I like that team. That team still should fit. I guess we take on Salomons, but I don't want to take on Salomons team. I think that was a fun team. What team do you guys don't want to see me take down? Because that's the thing. That's the problem. Everyone's like, this rental code you gave me doesn't work. And it's like, I can only have 5. You know? Let's take this one down. Sads. That was a fun team. We can always put it back up. That's the thing. It's not like it's gone forever. Reggie Weezing today? Yeah, we made a Reggie Weezing team. Okay. Right here. So the first team. Making a rental code. And the second team, make that into rental code. Cool. Should we actually go play some Series 13? Because the ladder doesn't reset until tomorrow. Should we go play some games? So if we actually check out the teams that we're sharing, the code for them is going to be right here. This is the code for the first team. Feel free to screenshot it if you want. And then the second team is right here. There you go. So we can go play some games with these teams. They're not technically Series... It's not technically Series 14 yet. The ladder hasn't started yet. But these teams can still probably hold their own. They probably could hold their own. I think they might be able to. I think the Zekrom team definitely can. But we'll see. Should we play some games? What do you got? You guys want to see some games? Some ranked battles? Which one should we play with if we were to play some games? Which one would we play with? Should we use Zekrom or the other one? Would you think an Effect Spore Amoonguss with Rocky Helmet be well with Rage Powder? It was in 2014. It's only good in formats where there's like mons like Kangaskhan that hit multiple times. Like if a Dual Chop, for example, were to come back and be really good for some reason, like a Technician Dual Chop mon, yeah, it'd be meta again. But Probably not, you know. Comfey Zek, you guys want to see it? Dude, this team's good too. I just have this team in my game. That's a good looking team. Zekrom. All right, we'll use Zekrom Comfey. Again, disclaimer, we're going to be playing with a Series 14 team, which uses 2 restricteds only. And we're going to be playing against people who do not have that same restriction because the ladder starts in about 4 hours from when I'm streaming. So we're fighting against Series 13 teams with a Series 14 team. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but hopefully we still get some wins. Are you going to do more singles than Sword and Shield? Well, Sword and Shield's done, right? You know, like, in a couple weeks, the new game comes out. This will be fun. I think it will be. I don't know why I haven't subbed to Patreon earlier. I think I was unsure of what the site was. Yeah, Patreon, it's completely, like, you can do $2 on Patreon. $2 gets you the whole thing. Access to all the teams, access to, you know, more one-on-one time with me. You can interact with me. I'll reply back to all the Patreon messages. All the rentals, you know, a lot of the rentals get phased out, but the Poke Paste are still there. Any write-ups talking about how to play them are still there. All the different articles, all that stuff. It's up there. It's $2. But let's see. I kind of want to go Comfey Zek. I feel like they won't let me get away with it, though. I realistically feel like that team would not let me get away with it. So, like, I kind of want to go Bronzong, but then I also can think about, like, you would think about going Zard here as well. We'll try the Comfey Zek. If they just blow us the hell up, like, they blow us up, you know? But if we get up the Trick Room, we probably win. They could also just have Imprison Cali, and we would just get absolutely mollywopped. Let's think about this. Gastron's probably best. Let's try it. Hey, let's just try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We're just playing some games. Like, that sort of team should not exist in this format. Should not exist in the format we're building for. They're still thinking, man. They are still thinking. Zenta is hard to deal with. It is a hard to deal with Pokemon for this team, but we'll see how we do. All right, let's see it. Your bronze tier. You appreciate it. I appreciate it. There's a lot of shit on there on the Patreon. I do really appreciate that. Any support on Patreon helps. It does. People think, like, you could watch 1,000 of my YouTube videos, or you could subscribe to my Patreon at the $2 tier for 1 month, and I'd earn more money from the $2 for 1 month. I really would, I promise. There's 2 ways this goes. Favorite starter, probably Chikorita. See, the issue with right here is there's no way they should have let me get up this Trick Room. Like, they shouldn't let me get it up. They're probably imprisoning, realistically. And so, like, we don't want to go for Wormwinds. We don't really want to go for Rising Voltages either. This is hard. This is a good example of a board where I think we just pop the Thundy and leave the Calyrex to do whatever the hell it wants. And then next turn we Trick Room. Because I think they're doubling in this turn. Hopefully we one-shot this Thundy. I would like to realistically go protect Zekrom Trick Room, but I think they're going Astral and attacking in my Comfey. That's what I would do if I was this person. Probably a good starter. Charmander, a good starter. I like Chikorita. They're maxing the Thundy. If this is a vested Thundy, it will actually live. If they are a Life Orb Thundy, they're gone. They're probably Sash on the Cali, so like next turn we can always do like a Fade Away, like Draining Kiss as well, if we need to. They shouldn't be able to do that much to the Zekrom. And we can always throw like a Fade Away Foil Healing as well. I think they're nuking the Comfey slot. I think they're going Astral with like a Max Lightning. Or an Airstream or something like that. That's what I would do if I was them. And then you bring out your Kyogre. I bring out like a mixture of like Groudon or Gastrodon. I'm good to go. Draining Kiss Policy Proc. Pretty standard. Let's see if they're imprisoning or not. Let's see it. See, they didn't lead with something that threatened the Zek to not protect and go for TR. Like, I didn't require TR. There's the Imprison. See, like, Imprison's the right play here, but they didn't lead with the right teammate to actually force me to not do it like this. Comfey's actually still going to be alive. That's sick. What starter are you guys going to go with in Scarlet and Violet? Probably whichever one I just randomly pick. You know, you're going to be able to breed new ones at the end of the game and have, like, better hidden abilities and stuff like that, so it doesn't really matter which one you do. It is Orb Thundy. He's probably going to be going down. Do you wish Meganium was good? Meganium's okay. It's good in singles. Sick. So we actually like let all that happen and punish them, and now they're down to max. Like, do you see how cool this team is? If it would have let Zacian, that would have been a little bit more dicey, but there's no way they could have checked both the Zek and the Comfey. And now the Comfey can go for, we can see if we want to protect. We don't actually know, because there's Imprison. But it would tell us if we could. Well, we'll see. We'll see what we want to do. We haven't really like lost yet, but most likely their set is like Imprison, Trick Room, Astral. Sometimes it's Imprison, Protect, but we'll see. We're super good versus a lot of stuff though. Yeah, we can just Quake that. That was their only Flyer gun, I think. No, should have been their only Flyer gun. Yep, so now we just Quake out. Realistically, like, there's nothing wrong with trying to Protect. Let's see if it lets me. Nope, it's Protect. So that means Callie has Protect. It's one really, really cool thing to know. It would have not let me, it would have, like, we would have went to the next menu because you have to select Protect on yourself. So they have Protect, Astral, Trick Room. That's fine. So we're just going to break Sash there. Realistically, if that's how we're going to do it, then the right play is to Wormwind that slot. You Wormwind into the Callie, and you just Draining Kiss into the Callie to break Sash and just get rid of it. Because if you would have go after the Sash in this turn, that's cool, but we don't want their Callie getting multiple. We don't want their Callie getting multiple Astrals to get +1 special attacks. So they can attack Zek, they can attack Comfey, they can do whatever. They're not going to break anything this turn. Astral hits fine. We can't let that Callie get to like +2 because then they'll be able to one-shot a Bronzong. Because right now this board can't one-shot Bronzong. So Grimnay's fine, that's why we're taking it out. We're also Wormwinding that same slot, so they're going to be able to drop the Zacian. Oh, they have Behemoth Blade too, they didn't even play a... Cool. Cool beans. Close some of these windows that I have open. So that thing's going down. And Zacian gets a -1 attack, they can't switch anymore. Good stuff. This is good stuff. Playing the game correctly out here. You love to see it. Alright, so we have Groudon and Gastro. I think the right play is Groudon here. Because if they send out Kyogre, you just hard switch out Gastro and you already have the Sun Up, and we should be able to underspeed most Kyogre sets. It's almost like I played the game, yo! Alright. Dude, it feels good, man. We just dumpstering this team out here. We still switch out the Gastrodon. I still switch out Groudon for Gastrodon, I think. Right? Or do we just Protect? No, let's actually think about what the play is here. You could Ice Beam my Zek and maybe get the KO. It's probably a Scarf Ogre. I'm gonna go for the max Lightning into that slot and just click a P-Blades. No, it wouldn't have KO'd. They just scooped. You say, what would you do there if Zacian had player up though? Zekrom at that HP was in killing range. It's not actually within KOing range because our Zekrom's built like heavy HP defense. So we take those wins. Yeah, player up would not have gotten the KO there. It would have dropped me low, but not enough to KO. And the fact that like we had the Groudon there that regained the weather control, even if like let's say they didn't have Kyogre, cool. Groudon just checks like the rest of their stuff. If they had like Zenta, Zacian, like we would have been fine. Yeah, like we're super bulky and we're made to live like a lot of moves from Zacian. Because like a Behemoth Blade is not very effective, but it's like a 150 base that's doubled. It's a 100 stab to 150 doubled for the good against Maximon and then cut in half to 150 versus Player Up is like a 90 stab super effective. It's not that much stronger. We would have still lived at about 40 HP. Zacian Kyogre. What Pokemon am I going to use in Scarlet and Violet? Whatever ones I want. Probably Butterfree if they ever make it, or Vivillon. This guy's a cool team. It's still, again, a Series 14 team. A lot of fake out here. So this is one of the reasons why we have to have Protect on our Comfey, in my opinion. So we can just lead like Comfey Zek and just go double Protect into like a Trick Room Max and probably be fine. This is one of the matchups where Bronzong would be really, really good, I think. I also think that like Zard could be like really, really solid here. Like, what do you do if I lead Zard? If I were to lead Zard and Bronzong, what do you do? I'm actually like curious what they do if I lead like this. I'm gonna try this. This is one of my favorite mix-ups. And I'm not gonna say that it's like freaking good, but I will say that there's not much they can do about this if I play it perfectly. Because I can pivot in the Groudon and be a bully. Yeah, weakness policy with 2v2 full investment on offense is a bit of a waste. I agree. You don't need full offense a lot of the time. You need just enough to make sure you get your KOs. So we're gonna try something cheeky here because this is good versus Yveltal. And let's see if they lead Ogre. Double Cherish. Okay, so they can switch in Ogre, but if we were to pivot into Groudon, we would still maintain our speed. Who are you fake outing? You're going to be fake outing my Bronzong, right? I don't see an issue with double protect here. Oh, I don't have protect on this guy. But that's fine. It's fine. Zard doesn't need to do anything weird this turn. We could G-Max the Zard if we feel like it. It's a good mon. Let's see what they're going to do. Fake out, right? Fake out. You could totally fake out Behemoth Blade. Are you coaching? You're not fake outing. Snarl? Plasma Fist. Bro! Dude! Charizard ain't got time for that shit, man. Zard busted. Zard big busted. And so we're going to hit that Zacian, I think, in the face. With a Wildfire. And we're going to hard pivot in the Groudon. Right? Do I want to do that or not? Because then you're sent their Ogre. And I can pivot in the Groudon on the turn after that. I like that play a little bit better. No, I'm fine with this. I'm fine taking it a little bit slower than I need to, probably. I want to do damage to their Kyogre over time. And so we're going to pivot in here. And then set our dot. Take out their Zacian. Right? And then we will go for... They're sending out their Ogre. Regain the weather. We will max our Zard. Switch in the Bronzong and then pivot back out and then finish off the Kyogre, and it's like we're gonna be good to go. So we're looking setup here, and if they have a Scarf Ogre, they're so boned. Like I don't know if their Ogre's scarfed. I might try and. It tells me that their Ogre's fast. It really does tell me that their Ogre's fast just based off how they're playing this. Protect Zacian, totally fine. It's gonna take so much damage here. And you can Volt Switch into your Ogre if you want, but like, we'll see. Dude, that Zacian's gonna be killed like next turn. Big bully Zard, that's right. So he has like 2 turns left on this thing. Plasma Fist, cool. They're not even switching. Cool. We just have a Pim with Groudon then. So the question here: do I want to? What do I want to do this turn? I could Swords Dance here. P-Blades is fine. I want to punish a Kyogre switch in really hard. Hopefully I don't miss a P-Blades. Quick attack, not bad. Not gonna be enough. No, we don't need. Oh, we just missed on one. Who we miss on? It doesn't matter because we Wildfire. No, we do not protect. Protect on Zacian. We don't want Airstream. There's a Trick 'em up. Yeah, awesome. So 2 mons are gone. Next turn, we just protect the Zard. Hard switch in Gastro. Not Gastro, sorry. Bronzong. Go for a little bit of a fodder. Bring it back in the Groudon. Relatively safe. And then we're ready to go. Show me that Ogre. Wims, bro. Wims Ogre? No way. Wims, you want? No Ogre, bro. Get wrecked. Dude, destroyed. I mean, we still haven't won yet. We still have not won at all. Let's think about the right play. The right play is to start Airstreaming, I think, because like Trick 'em is going to run out relatively soon. Trick 'em 2 turns. Yeah, we'll go for an Airstream. It could be Policy Yveltal. That's fine. SP, not bad. Good play. Good play. Good play. What was I going to do in that situation? I'm going to switch in. I think we're still okay because they didn't max. Orb. Cool, cool. Big damage here, actually, if I hit both these. Tickle. Dude, you don't see that often. And, yeah, that's unique. Wide Herb, though. Stopping both of them. Let's go. Wide Herb busted. We get the double hit. That was actually clean. You really don't see Tickle all that often. And then Wildfire is doing so much damage right here. Nice. White Herb Value. This is the last turn of Trick Room. It's not vested Yveltal, but we want to get the punish. White Herb Value, that's right. 100% value. The Wildfire is what's going to win us this game. They can max either of those. It's too late, though. No way they're going to go for their, like... I think this is fine. If you want to go for, like, Moonblast and Tickles, like, be my guest. But I think we're going to slowly get this one, I think. I think we have just enough to come back out. You might get one more KO on something, but I have Bronzong in the back if I have to come back out. Protect, yeah. I didn't expect to protect Yveltal, so they're going to, like, try and weave in a Moonblast. But, like, every turn that they don't max with this thing, they're taking Wildfire Chip that they would not take as much from if they were to max. Protect there. Protect Yveltal is really, really clean. Needed to hit the Wims. Very, very good. I thought about doubling to the Wims just to make sure, but Wildfire should be able to take it out no matter what. Even if you Moonblast the Zek, and then I have a 2v1 for the rest of the game. Cool. Special attack drop would suck, but not matter. There we go. Policy, we take those. Appreciate you, fam. And Rising Voltage is still really strong. It's the same base power as like a Volt Switch. So you should be able to take the Wims out here. Bye-bye. Dude, undefeated. Undefeated. They can max now if they want. Yeah, it's like, we basically just punish them super hard. Like, that's one of the things. Whenever you're fighting against like a Zacian team or a team that's like a Whimsicott, they have to max something. And so you can, if you could do enough damage to things that have to max and disincentivize max as long as possible, you're gonna be in a good spot. You can yeah, they could like max hit the Zek, but then like Groudon's eventually gonna hit. I'm gonna bring out Bronzong. Bronzong gonna be one hit. Flash Cannon will be able to take it out. So we take those undefeated using a Series 14, aka Series 12 team that's over like a year old, almost a year old, maybe about a year old actually since I made it in the newest format. So think about using the rental code. It works. It just works. Okay, let's go. Can we beat someone with the Gigas and Dusk Mane team? This is, again, a Series 13 team that we're playing against using a Series 14 team. I'll check out that rental code in just a moment, or that Pokebase in just a moment. This is going to be hard. This is one of the situations where it's probably better to use Yveltal. But Goth Yveltal is pretty pog. And you know what? Like, I'm probably going to go for it. Goth Yveltal is great with Necrozma Clef, and we just don't bring the Weezing Gigas. I think that's probably the best we're going to get. Alright. Let's see. I mean, if they lead, if they let themselves get mirror coated in the face, bro, like, that's going to be sick. I'll be excited to see some of that. Mirror Coat Gothitelle about to be coming in hot. This is also, like I said, a team that I made for regional championships. I brought this to Wisconsin. So, like, just imagine, you're sitting down, your opponent is professional Pokemon player, that's a +1, and they bust out this. It's so good, right? It's good. Now, let's see. What are they gonna lead? What were they cooking? The world may never know. Dialga Amoonguss, cool. So, I think you just double into the Amoonguss, soak damage on... But if you Trick me, that's really bad. So, like, if I were to go fake out Amoonguss... If I were to fake out Amoonguss and Airstream Amoonguss and you just Trick me, I lose. This is wrong, but I'm doing it anyways. I think this is the safest play that I can make. I think that Amoonguss is protecting. This is really hard. This is such a hard... This is so hard. Max Dialga? Yeah, I mean, it's a... We just lose a 50-50 basically to lose the game. Could have doubled into the Amoonguss, but, like, it's fine. Yeah, we'll probably lose this one. Let's see what they're doing, though. If the Amoonguss is protecting... Yeah, no TR. Yeah, no TR, you're not wrong. Yeah, Dynamax is dumb. I agree. Dynamax is dumb. See, like, if you're terrorizing whatever something, it doesn't even matter. At least they Rage Powder. So, like, we're not super behind. That's a really, really defensive play from them. They shouldn't even be going for that. But we'll see how this goes. We're not even going to kill this Amoonguss, believe it or not. Yeah, Amoongusses are built really, really bulky. And even Life Orb, we've all talked. You need to max to break it, but, like, we'll see what happens. Wormwind, who are they going into? Nagath? Remember, they can't pivot, so they're stuck here. They're stuck right here. So let's think about this. I want to see if they take orb damage. Orb damage is pretty important to see here. No orb damage. Just Black Sludge. Not bad. So Amoonguss is going to protect. So Dusk Mane time. We're going to Quake the Amoonguss. Yeah, we Quake Amoonguss. The issue is you don't really want to like TR this thing. Try it. Yeah. You want the Quake boost on the Dusk Mane, but like this is gonna be a hard one. Yeah, the way this works is they should be just Wormwinding down the Gothitelle to make the Dusk Mane's attack stat lower. That's what the play is, realistically. Let's see if they protect their Amoonguss or not. Basically, we went for a turn 1 fake out and just like got absolutely destroyed from it. We could have just fake out and got the Amoonguss off the board and maxed out Veltom in a good spot, but like, it is what it is. Dynamax is a pretty weird mechanic. Let's see if they protect it. I protect Amoonguss. Oh, Wormwind. Cool. No protect. Cool. Into Goth? Bro! It's gonna work! Do you prefer Mega Z moves or Dynamax? If I had to play one, I'd play Z moves. Maybe Megas, but I like Gems. Whichever starter like helps me beat the game the fastest, probably. So Quake's gonna finish off the Amoonguss. We're even at -1. I still think we take it out. Okay, thank God. Had to get that off the board. And now they're probably thinking like, what is he cooking? Is it Trick Room? Nah, fam. That ain't me. That ain't me. Let's go. We don't get the KO, but like, come on, that's clean. Oh, that's funny. Like, you don't see it all that often, but it's clean when you see it. Now let's think of what we can do. Give me 1 second. Alright. So they're gonna go AoE. We might as well just go for like a Helping Hand then, right? No reason to Trick Room. Didn't even proc Dialga's policy, it's dead. Dude, I know, right? I'm so good. Just gonna get a second one of these. That's clean though, right? Like, bruh! Dumb pig! I wonder if I proc my policy. I mean, I can't do anything about that spout, so it's like, ow. Are you quaking me, bro? Quake, bro, policy! Prism armor! Thank you! Dude, that actually, like, TY for the +1. They don't call me that's a +1 for nothing. Let's go. Yeet! Dude, I love that mirror coat though, man. I love it. Crisscross applesauce on that Dialga. Alright, so we're +1. We got +2 Spadef. Wouldn't it be better attack the Kyogre? I don't think so, because that Dialga, like, is going to be a problem forever. Maybe. I don't know. It really depends. I went after the Dialga. We wouldn't have been able to KO the Kyogre, and, like, I think you're functioning under the illusion. Not illusion, but, like, if Kyogre's Scarfed, like, maybe it's good, but if it's not Scarfed, it just switches to Origin Pulse and does the same amount. So, see, better to hit the Dialga. They had to bring out a Groudon now. Bro. Yo. Do you think Helping Hand will actually take it out? Helping Hand, Steel Spike? Probably takes it out, right? I kind of want to go Max Guard Sing. This is fine. Helping Hand off a +1 probably gets the KO. We have a Frengar boost now. Let's see if that Groudon's orbed. Spout shouldn't do that much. Dude, that's nothing. Never lucky. Gets hit by people, it's never lucky. We gotta kill the Groudon right now. It has to be right now. Yeet! Yo! Let's go! Dude, we out here. That's the truth. So, Kyogre's the last. It can. Kyogre's still a big problem. It's still a big problem. Like, it's still bad. We're gonna go sing, because you don't follow me here. And I guess we're gonna try and Trick Room, because like I think that's the right play. I don't think they do enough with damage response. We have the +1s too, and then this is our one turn to sing, and the next turn we have like stuff to do. Just don't crit me, bro. No, Clefairy, no! Is it a crit? No, wow, that did so much to Clefairy. So I should have just protected Clefairy then. Mistakes were made. It's okay. I forgive myself. Never lucky. I should have definitely protected though. Because then we could have went for like helping hands and stuff. Definitely a misplay. We have Trick 'em Up. As long as they don't switch to Origin Pulse like this turn, their spout should be not great. And we should do enough to really weaken. Yeah, it's a 2-shot. They shouldn't be able to get us here. Cool. They're scarfed. Yeah, we're good. We good. Let me get some of these. Rengarth definitely saved you. Oh, definitely it helped, but I should have protected. And we take those! Yo! We take those wins! Undefeated. I played 3 games with these old-ass teams. I showed you guys, like, I went over why you use what you use. I went over everything, and then just folding over these multiple restricted teams. Let's go. My Regigigas gets a ribbon. Show me that scarf, buddy. Adamant Orb. He wasn't even policy, man. Sol Vest. AV Groudon, huh? Choice Scarf Kyogre. Dude, shiny Hub TV. Not bad. Choice Specs. You should have brought this. The Yveltal scared it away. Sash Whims. Should have brought it. Dude, we take those wins. Easy. Dude, I'll call it, man. I'll call it. That was fucking clean. That was greed when you chose Sing over Protect. I didn't think I needed it. I really didn't. Because I looked at how much Water Spout did the first time, and it didn't seem like it did enough. I think they just low rolled like a lot the first time, and I thought it was fine. But I mean, it was we were good. We were good. But that's why I can't like play a ton of games, because then I start feeling myself too much. Again, the rental codes are here. So be sure to screenshot this or write this down, so when the ladder goes live on November 1st, you can use these teams in your own games so you can get right back up to Master Ball very, very quickly. I mean, you just saw these teams take apart Series 13 teams that can have up to 6 Restricteds and Mythicals. And we're like, bruh. So we take these wins. We do be taking those.